And for the second time tonight, we are live. Good evening, everyone. I will refrain from making the same cheesy joke I did last time, but I started the stream. I thought I did, and I greeted people, and I asked Brad Palmer how camping was. And someone said, "Where's Johnny? He must be in the bathroom." I'm like, "Are they effing with me? No way," because I've got the football game on. I normally monitor my own stream on the big TV. But I had the football game on, so I'm kind of in La La Land, and I was going for like a good 4 or 5 minutes before I realized I wasn't streaming. What happened was on my streaming software, I hit start recording instead of start streaming. So anyways, welcome. You know what? Rather than me welcome you guys, how about my former self welcomes me? Because I hit record instead of streaming, so I actually have the capture of that stream. So since I already gave you an intro, let me just play this here. Oh, that's 40 seconds in. So what you're about to watch is my failed intro. I did not realize I was not live when I did this, by the way. I thought I was live to all of you guys. So this could be fun. Why waste it? I have it. So here we go. And we're live. Hello and welcome to the 10,000th edition of Sunday Night Live here on the Johnny Stumbles channel. If you don't believe me, you're just going to have to, because I deleted the other 9,700 or so videos. So you're only going to find a few hundred if you go looking. But welcome to the stream, everyone. I see Sheena Roberts in the house, Harjot, Michael Nguyen, Sanjib, Marie Palmer, CP, Jacqueline, Brad Palmer. How was camping, or how is camping? Are you still there, or are you back? I saw some interesting pictures on Instagram. Harjot, Whoosja, MGM, and everyone else, welcome to another Sunday night stream. And I have something very special and precious in my hand. This is the last beer in my fridge. Apparently, we're only supposed to have 2 of these a week. Otherwise, it gets very... so I was really not aware that I wasn't live, but I'll continue playing this. There's only a few minutes left. Carcinogenic, that's like the word on the street, or at least by Health Canada, I think. I'm not really going to pay attention to that advice, but it certainly makes you feel guilty for consuming something you enjoy. So cheers to everyone. Let's hope this one does not explode over my keyboard like the last few 4 tracks have. Uh-oh. It is starting to. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to open this up without making a mess. Do they shake these at the LCBO? Like, I do not shake them, but every time I open one of these things, this is what happens. So anyways, hello and welcome. Vivian Johnson is here. Hello, Vivian. I hope you're all having a good weekend so far. I did something last night that I haven't done. Okay, please don't explode. I went to the Mandarin. I cannot remember the last time I went to the Mandarin. So that's what I did last night. It's a all-you-can-eat, like Chinese-style buffet. I remember going there as a kid with my family and like with friends in high school and that sort of thing. But I think 2 decades went by or so where I didn't go there. I went there last night. It was quite terrific, actually. But I ate myself sick and I felt like shit. But I had an interesting shaped piece of chicken, you could just call it that. And that's what that little image is on the top left here as well. I'm just reading your message, Sheena Roberts. So If you have a creative imagination and you don't want to see something that looks kind of inappropriate, close your eyes, but that was on my plate last night. And this is the moment when I realized I was not live. I was looking going, what? 12 more seconds of me not... Well, at this point, I know I'm not live. And that was me chatting into the chat, letting you guys know. Oops. So sorry for that. Novell Cost says looks good to me. But yeah, we did a stupid earlier. That was not intentional. Should I upload that to the channel? Maybe I should. I don't know. We're back, and I played it on the stream anyway. So welcome to the Sunday night live stream. Vivian Johnson says, so that's why you were sick today. I went out today. I made 2 videos, and I did one yesterday, and I've basically got 5 videos now in the bag because I'm going to Montreal on Wednesday, just for a few days. I also went down the hotel rabbit hole again, and I think I'm gonna cancel the 2 hotels I currently have booked, which I have to cancel by tomorrow anyways, because I found one that looks a whole lot nicer for just a little bit more. I'm now paying a bit more than I would have liked, but it's going to be a way better hotel room, so I'm looking forward to that. Like, this is legitimately, every review on TripAdvisor is like 4.5, 5. So it is something I'm looking forward to. So Wednesday night, I might be tired. I have no idea how I'm going to be feeling, but either way, I'll be doing a live stream in Montreal either Wednesday night or Thursday, possibly Friday late morning, afternoon. And I'll be trying to do a bunch of videos there, and that is it. So I've tried to build a stock of videos. So I've got 5 videos. I'm good through Friday. I'm going to try to stream on the Strides channel tomorrow or Tuesday as well, just before I go to Montreal. Vivian says, what day are you flying? I'm flying on February. And I have some packages coming, actually, on Wednesday and Thursday. Sorry, did I say I'm flying on February? I'm flying on Wednesday. I am completely out of it tonight. So I have my neighbor swinging by and picking up packages and putting them in my apartment and stuff, just so people don't see boxes gathering. It's cool. He's got my keys. I've got his keys. We both do the same thing for each other. Also, whenever we go away, it's just like, hey, keep an eye on my place. Cool. Like, so that's pretty much all the preparing I have done. I'm still debating if I'm going to bring a backpack only or if I'm going to do the backpack and carry on, which might be annoying because it's like a Friday evening flight. So I might have to have my hotel hold my bag if I do that. Brandon says, have you ever had one of those moments where you're staying in a nice hotel and there's always these 2 motels across that come across sketchy? I'm pretty sure that's almost everywhere along St. Catherine Street in Montreal. I haven't had that experience, but I know what you're talking about. Chatty Cathy says it's nice to have a neighbor like that. I believe it is very nice. See, I'm an idiot today. I can't even make sense of basic sentences. Bash Brannigan says, do you believe that the new report you're only supposed to have 2 alcohol drinks a week? I don't know. It's like we've all grown up and we've seen there's been phases where like, don't drink coffee, it's bad for you. That's like, drinking coffee is good for you, it does this and this. And then it's like, drinking coffee is bad for... I think we've had people drinking their whole lifetime now. I think it's kind of like the Diet Coke thing. Remember when like everyone thought NutraSweet would give you cancer and you would die early? And now we have millions and millions of test subjects and it's not really happening. So maybe it's like that. I don't know. I'm an idiot. Don't take any medical or health advice from me, but it's not going to deter me. I'm still going to drink. Novell Cost says the official recommendation is to avoid more than 7 per week. I thought it was 2 a week. By the way, while I was waiting for this stream to start, I was watching another Toronto live streamer. Who can recognize this guy? He is live streaming right now. He should be very familiar to some people. Congrats on the escape pod find. Tell a little. And look at this professional setup here. His YouTube channel is Bitter Asian Dude Incorporated. But that is, yes, that is Paul Hyun Sung Lee, I think is his name. I might have got it wrong, but he's got his own YouTube channel and he's going live right now. So I think that's pretty cool. I've subscribed to him. I looked through some of his videos. It looks a little geeky, but cool. And I think, I don't know, maybe I'll start watching his stuff more often. Jennifer Gala says, and Star Wars The Mandalorian. All right, let's find out the answer to that. How many drinks per week? Alcohol. Let's type Canada. 2, in other words, to minimize risk associated with drinking, the CCSA recommends consuming no more than 2 alcoholic drinks per week. A dramatic reduction from the previous cap of 15 drinks for men and 10 drinks for women. Josephine Halligan, £199. Thank you, Josephine, for your support. Thank you very much, Josephine. Rippy Dude says they used to say moderate drinking was better than no drinking. Yeah, and like red wine has tannins and antioxidants, and so does dark chocolate. I don't know. Devin says 15. That'd have me sloshed all week like a pirate. We all have different tolerances, right? Like with weed too, my tolerances vary dramatically based on what I'm taking. Some of the things I have, like 10 will put me out, and I have one where 30 milligrams is nothing. So I don't know, but the general recommendation is no more than 2 drinks a week. That's one that I'm just gonna pretend that I never came across, and that it's probably bunk, and that in a few years we'll probably find some study that says it's good again. I don't know. Steven says 2 per day, 10 per week. Did Ken finish his his premiere did finish, and yesterday his video did really well. So he's got a couple of really big videos: Cops Patrol, the TTC Subway, and Toronto Snowstorm. Bash Brannigan says, truth is, without booze, most of us wouldn't have been born. I would go as far as saying without booze, all of us wouldn't have been born, because the butterfly effect, right? It would have affected all of humanity in such a way that not a single person would be born. It wouldn't be that same sperm hitting that same egg, creating exactly you. It would be someone else. So we'd have an entire planet of different people. That's my theory for everything. When people say stuff like, if, my grandfather didn't do this or that, I wouldn't have been born. It's like you and everybody else who was born since then, right? Butterfly effect, people. Everything affects everything. Anyways, you're not here for my philosophy on life. So we're just going to hang out, take it easy. It might be a little bit of a shorter one. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit out of it. I did go hard on Mandarin last night, and then I got into some edible treats, and then I woke up this morning. It was snowing, so I went out. Hopefully nothing offensive pulled up, but I went out. So I went through. Who can tell me what neighborhood this is? Here's a game. This is from a future video. This is one I recorded yesterday. Who can tell me what neighborhood we are in Toronto? I'll give you a hint. I started this video from a subway station. Then I walked through a shopping mall. Lisa says Bathurst and Lawrence-ish. Canada Biss says Forest Hill. Deborah says Rosedale. Brandon says Yorkdale. Gertedge says Rosedale. Mr. Hippo says Glen Park and Lawrence Allen. Whippy Dude says Lawrence Park. Gar Saxon says Yorkdale. Marie Palmer says Yorkdale. A few of you. Novell Cost says Yorkdale. 21st Century says North York. Connie says near Lawrence, West, and Allen. Yeah, you guys are nailing it. Everyone's saying Yorkdale and Lawrence West Allen are right. Mr. Hippo says this is Lawrence Heights. Canada says Compton. This was an area that the Globe and Mail in the 1960s wrote an article saying this is Toronto's new murder capital. It was nicknamed the Jungle, and these are all Toronto community housing. It's a mix. Half of the neighborhood is like post-World War II homes, a lot of which have turned into McMansions, and the other half are community housing, which there are plans to redevelop. I thought it was neat. So I just connected going from Lawrence West Station. I went through the Lawrence Allen Center, and then I walked up to Yorkdale. So that is a video coming up. Here's one I recorded today. We're going to play the same game. Who can guess where I am in this video? Where is this? And yes, it is snowing. I would expect Lisa to get it with that apartment building. Where are we? Where are we? Mika says Isabella Street. No, but you will see Isabella Street in a video I recorded on Friday. Lisa says Balmoral and Avenue. We have a winner. So I went out early this morning. I was actually going to go up to North York, and I got lazy and I decided it's still snowing, but it's not going to be snowing in an hour from now. So I went just down to St. Clair and I did a walk around Summer Hill. Yes. So Lisa, congratulations for guessing. You win absolutely nothing except a fake pat on the back. Okay, one more. This was recorded today. Here, let me see. Oh, that's too far. This one, I'm going to ask that you give the name of the park. Are you ready? I think this one's going to be tough. Where am I? This was the second one I recorded today. I recorded a video, really had to go to the bathroom, did that, and then this is the second video. Devin says, Lisa, you've won all the mural knowledge you have. Okay. I just realized something's going to give this away in a second. Something's really going to give this away. Okay, I think I just saved it. What park is this? Randy says Moss Park, Needle City. Brandon says Regent Park. Canada Bis is Melancholy Hall? Is that how you spell melancholy? Where are we? Cedar Brae? Lisa, I need a park name. Whitby Dude says Nordheimer Ravine. Chris Mills says Yellowstone. Estelle, don't know, but looks good. Sanjib Eglinton Park. I did a video through here a year and a half ago. Here's a hint. It was part of my Hidden Toronto series. If anyone, I don't think anyone would even remember that. Here's another hint. I am right next to a subway station. There's literally a subway station right on my right. Gar Saxon says North Park. There's a guess. No, those bushes are not where I went to the bathroom before I recorded this. Chatty Cathy says Old Mill. That's a pretty good guess. Ida says Victoria Park. MJM says Scarborough. I mentioned I recorded this right after the last video, so you already kind of know the area that I'm in. And I'm walking next to the subway station and tracks. Lisa says Rosedale Ravine Lands. We need a name of the park. We need a name of the park. The end of the park is coming up. And William, hello, welcome to the stream. I'm doing well. Hope you are doing well as well. Miss D Go says Grange Park. Miss D Go, you are swinging and missing on that one. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Sapan says Davisville Park. And here's the start of the video. That is Rosedale Station where I started. So that park is called Severn Creek Park. And there's the dramatic opening shot to the video. So Lisa says, when is Grange in a damn valley? Hey, a guess is a guess. Not everyone is. Miss Digo says St. James Park. You are just missing by a mile on your guesses. But I like the gumption of trying here. And my phone has decided now it wants to update. No. All right. Should we do one more? Should we do one more? So I'm basically teasing all my future videos here. You know what? Here, this one will be completely different. Where am I? Where the heck am I? Oh no, the name of the street just showed on the building. I hope you didn't see that. Maybe my head blocked it. Maybe my head blocked it. Mike T says Toronto. Devin says Yorkdale. Mr. Hippo says too bad Midland Avenue. Marie Palmer says Scarborough. Yes, I completely ruined it. Sapan says Midland and Ellesmere. This is a video coming up. I'm thinking I'm going to make it tomorrow's video, actually. Chatty Cathy says Candy. This is Midland and Ellesmere, indeed. I know what we can do. I have... Get off. All right. So these are my two thumbnails for that video. I opened up the same picture twice. What an idiot. Let me fix that. Okay, there we go. What's the thumbnail going to be? Left or right? I think the left one captures Scarborough pretty well. We've got a depressing looking Strode. We've got a big empty parking lot and a recycling plant with a yellow truck. That's going to trigger some people. And the one on the right is just the most interesting shot I could get from walking around. But I think Scarborough is pretty awesome. I don't want to... But that is like what the streetscapes look like. So I think it's it's very different for one of my thumbnails. There we go. Now I'm not blocking it anymore. Geelong says both are good. Harjot says left. 48 votes. 24% said left. Ooh, the left is coming up. Stefan says left is from the RT station, isn't it? It is. Bash Brannigan says Scarborough is happy children playing. Not in these pictures, but I would imagine there's quite a bit of them. Devin says you'll get the transit people excited with the right one. Oh, because of the bus. Lisa says left is the one. Chris Mills says left says Scarborough. I'm going to throw a wrench into your plans. I also had this one. There's just there's nothing going on, right? It's a better backdrop, but there's like no bus going by. There's nobody crossing the street. So I ultimately decided probably not this one. Pine Soul says left is a great example of all the factories and oddly placed or spaced buildings. Yeah, I actually have left in there right now. Thank you for voting. 34% went left, 66% said right. And you know what? MJM Reviews, you asked me to show you how I set the premiere up in the video. So I will show you. I don't think there's anything in here. Okay, so when you're in YouTube Studio, since he asked me earlier on Friday night's live stream how we do the premieres. So I have this, by the way, before I upload, this applies to like me, Ken, Action Kid, anyone. You want to see that your video is in SD, that would be 480. HD, that would be 1080. And 4K, if this, when you upload the video, you're basically waiting. Usually 4K can take like 20, 30 minutes to process. But this just tells us that, yes, it is processed. Anyways, I scheduled the video. We're going to choose set as premiere. So now the video is going to premiere tomorrow. And then in here, it says Premiere Classic. This is where we choose the ambient, calm, contemporary. So that's how you do it. That's how you choose the countdown. So if I ever forget, that's when you see this one. But this one, Lisa says Monday deserves calm. All right, we'll go with calm. Chatty says, can you have no countdown? Is there an option? No, you have to have at least 1 minute countdown. There's no 0 minute. And you can set it to 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I typically just do 2. Bash Brannigan says, how many people really watch in 4K? Most of the smart TV users watch in 4K. And I have about 30% of the audience watches on smart TVs, so about 30% watch in 4K. There are occasionally, when you're on a smart TV, if you have like a connection hiccup, it'll bump you down to like 1080 or 720. And instantly I notice, because YouTube's 1080 and 720 isn't very good, but their 4K, their encoding is much better. So on my TV, it's night and day. If I'm watching one of my videos and it's only in 1080p, I can tell right away that it's not 4K. But about 30%, I would say, watch in 4K. It's absolutely pointless, even if your phone is a high resolution screen. It's a waste to play it in 4K on a tiny screen. Just play it in like 720. It'll look pretty much the same, and it'll be better on your battery life, your data, and your processor as well. But anyways, here, so then all we do is we click save, and now this video tomorrow is premiering. Here, let me see something. I have to be careful not to click the wrong thing here, otherwise I can show something I'm not supposed to. Okay, so here's the videos I have. Since you're here, I have this one, Avoiding Major Streets. This is a future video scheduled for January 31st. This is tomorrow, Scarborough Walk and one-stop rear view RT ride. There is probably the stupidest wording for a title I've ever had, but literally it's a combination of walking and riding the RT. These are the 3 videos that I haven't yet done the thumbnail or titles to. I edited 2 of these this afternoon, and actually I edited all 3 of these this afternoon, and I uploaded. So these ones I have to fix up, but they're just in draft status because I just uploaded them. Here's today's video, Slush and Snow on Yonge Street. Here's a video that I need to send to channel members and Patreon supporters, but I just haven't polished it off yet and given it a thumbnail. So I'll do that. And then, yeah, all the other videos. And then the live streams appear here. My posts appear here. So yeah, there's a little peek into the YouTube studio. And I didn't accidentally share my earnings or login info or anything crazy like that. So yay, I didn't give it away. Bash Brannigan says, has YouTube taken down or blocked any of your videos? No. No, they haven't, actually. Unknown says, just arrived. What are you talking about? I didn't. Whippy Dude says, you just have to make sure you're awake at 9 a.m. for the premiere. Alexa, wake me up tomorrow morning at 8:50 a.m. So I've got that to wake me up. And I've got my watch to wake me up. And if I sleep through those things, I will get a phone call from someone telling me, hey, you're missing your premiere. So we're good. We're all good. We're good. I have many backup layers. By the way, if you're watching, Mom, happy birthday yesterday. I know I gave you a call, but if you're watching, happy birthday. Feliz Navidad and all that stuff. You hit a milestone age. So happy birthday, Mom. Sorry, I don't have anything better than that. Have you ever used Via Rail before, or is it impractical? I took Via Rail to Ottawa, and it was actually pretty good. Went there fairly quickly, and then right at the Ottawa train station, there's a million taxis that try to intercept you, and the signage isn't super clear, but the RT or the light rail is right there, so you can just literally take that and pop into downtown. Geelong Vibes says, happy birthday to your mom. Marie Palmer, happy birthday to Mama. Kathleen, happy belated birthday, but happy birthday. Bash Brannigan says, does Via have sleepers? I don't know, but Via does have some really, really nice new trains coming out. And RM Transit did a video on that. Johnny, could you film a video in Holt Renfrew at Bay and Bloor? Probably not, just because it's a private property. I don't like film, like in a shopping mall, that's fine. I basically consider that an extension of public property, but inside stores like that, especially stores crawling with security and people just trying to shop, we all have our limits and draw lines in the sand at what we do, what we film and not. And that to me is just not like, there's not many places I won't record, right? Like a playground full of children, that just seems weird to record that. So I'll usually not get a close look at that type of thing. Inside a department store, it's kind of, I'll like walk through a department store. Like I've walked through Nordstrom, I've walked through Saks Fifth Avenue, but I'm not going to go to the store and spend 20 minutes walking around pointing my camera at stuff in like a Holt Renfrew. To me, that's just a little weird. So there's no rhyme or reason. I just think it's weird, so I don't do it. Just one of my internal guidelines, but I'll walk around it. There's a whole series. I need to go back to that area and revisit it because I haven't really recorded the Manulife Center, right? And there's an indoor connection to Cumberland Terrace and to Bloor Yonge. Bloor Yonge's getting a lot of changes with like the W Hotel and redeveloping the old Bay department store. So there's a lot of cool stuff to record over there. And what the heck are all these? Oh, yeah. Ken says, saw your text a bit too late. It all worked out, though. I saw his premiere was for 7, so I messaged him like, hey, what time is your premiere going to finish? But he was late to get back to me. Can you film inside the Zanzibar? That would require going to Zanzibar. I don't have a reason to, unless it's like a good friend's bachelor party. I'm probably never going to go there. So no. But can you? I imagine it would be like you would need a hidden camera and they would beat the living fuck out of you if they caught you, and you would absolutely deserve it. So probably going to avoid filming in a place like that. Justin says, right now I'm riding my scooter. So what should we do now? Alexa, remind me, voting is up in 3 minutes. In 3 minutes' time, we will do whichever thing you voted for, and that will be what we do. Lisa says, I'd suggest comments, but I only saw one slightly spicy one. Brandon says, I remember going to the Steve-O stand-up, and we were not allowed to have our phones out, but at the end of the show, we were allowed. Yeah, that's very common with that type of thing. Lisa says, I can't believe I'm voting for blog.to/Reddit. Sapan says comments. Mr. Hippo says comments. My mom says, tell everyone thank you for the birthday wishes. She just sent me a message, so she is watching. I better be on good behavior. No, I'm not going to get wasted like I did. Last Sunday, I don't know what the hell happened, but I took that 30 milligram edible and I was a little high on the stream, but I wasn't like gone. And then an hour after the stream, I couldn't move. I was in like my reclining chair watching Impractical Jokers, and I watched it for like 3 hours and I couldn't move at all. And I woke up the next morning feeling like hungover and tired and drunk.
Good evening, Johnny. HBD to your mum.
Jorge, thank you very much for the 125 Mexican pesos. Good evening, Johnny. Happy birthday to your mom. She says happy birthday, or she doesn't say happy. I'm putting words in my mom's mouth. She doesn't say happy birthday to you too. She says thank you. I literally have a text from her, but she doesn't say happy birthday. No. Unless it is your birthday, in which case I'm sure she would. Todd says edibles build up in your fat stores, don't they? I don't know anything about that. Chatty Cathy says Impractical Jokers is one of my favorite shows. It's so stupid. My favorite bit on Impractical Jokers is when they're in like a waiting room and one of them is the receptionist and they're calling out names. It says like, who's ever next, and all the names are made up, and they're made up by the other guys, and they just think of the stupidest shit. It's so simple. There's not much to it, but it's just like the funniest damn thing. And when you're high, like, I swear my neighbors can hear me laughing. It is so good. Everett C, $5. LOL. Thank you for your support, Everett C. Cheers. Thank you, Everett C. Unknown says Sal was the best. Sal, his name is Prince Herb. Aren't you following along with the latest season? They renamed him to Prince Herb. Oliver, $10. Happy birthday to your mom. Wow. I will, am I to pass that on to my mom? Am I to... It's a little confusing sending me a super chat to happy birthday to my mom, but I appreciate it nevertheless. And my brother has a dog named Oliver.
Happy birthday to your mom.
A very cute dog, a Yorkshire Terrier, and you've got a cute dog in your picture. So thank you very much, Oliver. Cheers to you. And no, my mom does not say happy birthday, but she does say thank you. Clayton Crawford says, question, Johnny, do you take your mother out for dinner? Answer, no, because every time I visit, she insists on cooking.
Tell your mom I said happy birthday. Ha ha.
like cooking way more food than I could ever eat. So that is the reason. You gotta let mom do mom things, right? She insists. Brandon N says, "Tell your mom I said happy birthday, haha." I will. I'm sure she saw that as well, and she says thank you. And she does not say happy birthday. Did my alarm go off? Let's see what we're at here. Holy shit, this is a pretty even poll. 26% say do some comments. 21% say do a quiz or two. 31% say Reddit or blog TO. City guesser 23%. I think we're going to be looking at Reddit and blog TO in a moment here. And we're at 184 viewers. Thank you, guys. I'm going to start uploading more file. Well, I guess they are files. More videos to this channel. I do have more failed videos and that sort of thing. So we're going to start getting more regular stumble stuff. I don't know about cooking. I don't know when the hell I'm going to have the time to do that. Those are super time consuming to film and to edit. I'm going to try to do some of that though. But in the meantime, I'm just going to throw up a bunch of stupid videos, including maybe the I thought I was live video as well. Mike T says rap battle. Do I have Epic? I do, but my Epic Games is not connected. So I'm going to have to, I don't know, figure that all out again. I reformatted. I'll figure it out. We'll do rap battle at some point, but it looks like Reddit and blog TO wins. So I will end the poll and I will thank you very much for voting. Mark S says 62 likes. Mike T says, I know, I was just reminiscing the good old days when I didn't green screen and we played games. And what happened to Bevy? She used to love rap battle. Bevy, Tech Needs Tea. There was always some fun times with some of the regulars in there. Rod Roscoe says hello with his creepy alien snail. Looks like something. I don't know. Okay, so Virginia Wedlake, thanks for your great videos. Thank you, Virginia Wedlake, for the $5. Cheers to you. Much appreciated. Alexa, shut up. I think my mom just sent me another message here. My mom says you can send me my birthday money. I will be spending that money in Montreal.
Thanks for your great videos.
Is this Clayton Crawford? Holy shit, Clayton. I don't know what to say. That's the third time you've done this, buddy. $100 to Johnny Stumbles. Johnny, please take your mother out. Clayton Crawford, thank you. You have my word on it. The next time I go to Niagara Falls, I will refuse her cooking and we will go out and have a meal. Maybe Popeyes, maybe Arby's. $100 gets you a lot of Arby's. Or probably somewhere nicer than that.
Johnny, please take your mother out.
Thank you, Clayton. That is very, very, very much appreciated. Thank you again for... Clayton's been a longtime supporter of the channel. I had the pleasure of meeting him once on the subway by, to use a word from the Ken Continuum vocabulary, happenstance. But yeah, very nice to have met you, Clayton. Thank you for your continued support and $100. Wow. Thank you. Much, much appreciated. And when I do visit my mom next and I take her out for dinner, I will post a picture on Instagram as proof. Maybe I'll put an emoji over her face or something. Chris Mills says Swiss Chalet. You know, if my brother came, 3 people at Swiss Chalet could go about $100. Like, restaurant prices are nuts. I went to Mandarin last night with my friend and we had 2 adult meals, 2 adult beverages, and our bill with the tip was $118. What? The world has gone mad. Since when did the Mandarin become the same price as a nice higher end restaurant? It's nuts. Well, I guess higher end restaurants are now like priced way out of that realm. But like, I could have gone to the Keg and spent less and like had a way better meal. Like, I'm not insulting the Mandarin. It is what it is. But holy shit. Like, when you go to the mall food court and they have those like gourmet wok type restaurants, that's about the quality of the Mandarin. And you're paying so much for it there. Jeanette Morales. Jeez. Jeanette, I'm at a loss for words. I agree with Clayton. Take her out for dinner. Now I'm not just taking her out for dinner. We're going to like a fancy cocktail bar after. Maybe a live show or the theater. Jeanette, ooh, thank you for the $100, Jeanette and Clayton and everyone else. Thank you, guys. Much appreciate. Like, I'm at a loss for words.
I agree with Clayton. Take her out to dinner. Smiling face with hearts.
Michelin star meal for Johnny's mom. If we stay in Toronto, yeah. I don't know if Niagara has. Would you guys be disappointed if I took her to Hooters? I kind of like the Hooters in Niagara Falls. They always have like a burger and beer special for like $11. That is like, you can't get that anywhere else. And they're actually getting away from the whole like stereotypical. I think they're gonna. I was reading Hooters is looking at rebranding. Apparently that angle of like the sexy waitress in the bar is no longer playing to like the generations coming up. It's kind of like a thing of the past. So it's going to be interesting to see like how they transform that chain. I was just reading an article on someone saying like, what the hell are they going to do with it? Are they just going to become like a Wild Wing? Are they just going to become a generic sports bar? I don't know. But yeah, Hooters is going for a change. Apparently the people don't go to Hooters for the reason that they used to go there for. People just go there because they want to go to a pub with TVs and good deals. And that is not what the place is founded on. Anyways. And that, Bash Brannigan says, sad to hear Hazel McCallion passed away at 101 years old. You know, when I was in high school, I was in like 1996, and my first ever girlfriend lived in Etobicoke. I lived in Toronto. And she joked in 1996 that our mayor looked like she was like an animatronic doll that passed away 20 years ago. And that was in 1996. And here we are in 2023. And she was going strong up until like a few weeks ago. I don't want to make negative comments on like suburban sprawl and being like the queen of unsustainable development. And she actually came out in support of the plan to redevelop the Greenbelt. So unfortunately, she tarnished her legacy a bit in her later days. But hey, a hell of a run. And Canada's longest serving mayor. And the mayor I grew up with. So rest in peace, Hazel McCallion. But that is that. Let's see, Lisa, sorry, I'm just trying to read some of your messages. Marge says, love Hazel. That lady had balls. She did, but she tried to build a city based around a shopping mall. She also turned down building the subway to Square One countless times. There were times when the province said, here is the money. Line 2 is going to extend to Mississauga and go to Square One. And she said, no, we don't want that. Yes. So, I mean, she's not without her faults. But hey, she had a good run. Anyways, let's check out Reddit, because people voted that, right? People voted Reddit and BlogTO. Gar says the Mississauga Transit Way seems so useless. Oh, Not Just Bikes pointed that out in one of his videos. Here's a picture. Officers on the TTC this morning. So Ken apparently did a video. There's a cop. Isn't that interesting? Not like the... Normally, when you see cops on the TTC in uniform, they're just using it to go places. They get free access to the TTC. So, I mean, even when they're off duty, they get free access to the TTC. That's just one of the perks of their job. But to see one in like their full uniform, like working on it, Anecdotally, I don't know why I'm reading this comment, by the way. Anecdotally, I was on the Dundas streetcar heading west, and there was a cop on board. Someone tried to get on without paying, and the cop immediately pointed at him and yelled, "You!" so loud everyone jumped. Dude ran out instead. Poor cop, he just recognized an old friend but forgot his name. I think he was just listening to some classic Soulja Boy. I didn't know that they would be enforcing that on the streetcar. I mean, the guy who didn't pay is just going to wait 3 minutes and get on the next one. But hey, it's cool that they actually said something. Maybe the person had like a transit pass, right? Sometimes if you have a transit pass, you're supposed to tap, but there's times when I didn't tap and I just sat down. I'm like, whatever, what are they going to do? Like, write me a ticket? I've got a friggin' pass in my pocket. So, but hey, that's an interesting story. Okay. But yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot more of that. Former Mississauga, Ontario Mayor Hazel McCallion dies at 101. We just discussed that. Queen Street at York Street in 1976 and 2022. Action Kid is here. I didn't pay for one streetcar when I was in Toronto because I didn't have enough money, but they got their fare anyway when I paid at the subway station. Yes. If you do a street transfer from like Queen Street into Queen Station or that, but if you took like the Spadina streetcar and you got off at Spadina Station, you now basically snuck into the subway. Or if you got off at Union Station, that's another one where that happens. Broadview Station is another one where that happens. Bathurst Station is another one. Is that Main Street Station is another one? Are those the only streetcar? Oh, St. Clair West Station and St. Clair Station. They're all like coming to mind all of a sudden. But yeah, you can get into the subway station without paying. Lisa says St. Clair West. Dahlia, sorry, I'm not following what's happening there. Sunjib says, hey, Action Kid, Johnny is coming to Montreal for 2 whole days. But look at that. This is the old City Hall and the bronze roof is green. What's interesting about this picture, if you look closely at Old City Hall, you don't see the gargoyles. The gargoyles that were originally there disappeared for a very long time. And it wasn't until like at some point in the early 2000s that they brought the gargoyles back. And this must be exactly the same tree. Wow. Things changed, but then look at that speed limit 30. And the Eaton Center is not there. Pretty cool picture. Action Kid says sneak into the subway by walking the streetcar tracks in. You could do that at Broadview. If you did that at Spadina or if you did that at Union, you have a death wish. You could do that at St. Clair. But if you did it at St. Clair West, again, you would have a death. They would catch you for sure if you walked in that way. Beautiful day. Holy shit, I didn't notice all the ducks. That is pretty cool. Lisa says can do it at Bathurst. Yeah, that's true. But you can do that the same as anywhere with like a bus bay, right? Like Ossington Station. You see it all the time. Finch Station, you see people like running in or just casually walking in through where the bus loops are and nobody says anything. Where is that? That looks gorgeous. Although that could be anywhere. Is that Taylor Massey Creek? No, that looks a little too... Winter Wonderland somewhere in the GTA. Why somewhere? They don't need us filthy animals ruining it for them. Looks like bridge by Old Mill. That's the Humber River Recreational Trail on the right. So this is like the Old Mill area. That makes sense. Rippy Dude says, I think they have signs. It's a $200 fine. But who is enforcing that? Who is enforcing that? Toronto Snowfall Night Walk, Kensington to Spadina Harbor. Who is Toronto Snowfall Night Walk, Kensington? Who is this? Someone, Motion Blur Walks, posted their own video. on Reddit. That's one way to get your video out there. We appear to be walking west on the north side of College Street, right across from... Should I narrate this as if this is my own video? We are currently walking west on College Street. There is Fancy Frank's on the right, and this is Major Street. So on the left will be Augusta Avenue. That is one of two major streets that go north-south through the Kensington Market area, or at least the two most common popular streets. Seems to be a quiet night, and there is a Osmos across the street to the left. My camera is dead straight, and I don't turn it to point at any of the businesses or anything, so we're just going to keep walking straight here. There's a guy asking for change. Unfortunately, I don't have any change with me these days. It is 2023. I feel really bad, but I wish they had square readers so I could tap and give them something. And there is a look south down Augusta. So I guess we're going that way, and it's snowing lately. I don't know what the forecast said. I don't even know what day it is, but there you can see there is 9 seconds left on the counter. There's a guy in a red jacket in front. He seems to have his hands in his pockets, probably because he doesn't have gloves. Usually that's what's up when you see people like that. There's a guy with a carry-on luggage, possibly coming back from a porter trip from Montreal. And there's a yellow fire hydrant on the left. I like that. All right, I can't play any more of this video, or I might get flagged for Kensington to Spadina to Harborfront 4K motion blur walks, and this one is 9 for a guy with just 50 subscribers. To have 938 views on a video is actually pretty good. Toronto Harborfront afternoon walk, Toronto snowfall walk, 4K winter storm walk. That one is, so he's getting some good traction, or she, sorry, I don't know. Stratford walks, motion blur walks. Do we have an about? Walking tours of cityscapes and other interesting places around the world in 4K HDR. Are these in HDR? My computer monitor can't play HDR, but if they are in HDR, chances are they are using an iPhone to do that, because that's the easiest way to do it, and they're just uploading the raw file. But anyways, hey, that's cool. Oops. I'm going to give you a like. We did enjoy your content. Sapan says, my channel just reached 469 subscribers. I'm almost at 500. You guys remember Sapan from the New Year's Eve live stream? 400, and you know, you might not want to change this number. It's nice. 469. TTC Markham, so you posted 5 hours ago, a day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. You were posting up a storm, Sapand. And you got that awesome walk from down in the Bluffs. You beat me to it. I've been saying I'm going to go there for years, and I haven't. That building there, I used to work in that building. That is the North American Center, formerly known as the Xerox building. Oh, it looks like you're in a condo across the street. There used to be like a Pizza Nova right there. I don't know if it's still there. That is a look to the west along Finch Avenue. This is a neat video. Is this from your condo, friend's condo? You don't have to answer that. That could be a bit personal. Young Street. Awesome. Well, congrats, Sapan. Maybe we got you another subscriber. Let's refresh. Did anyone just sub? 470. Woo. Sapan says, thanks, everyone. Sunjib, you have a channel. My channel just reached 186 subscribers. What kind of content do you do? New Star Marble Rider? And you're like a Lego man and a ball? I don't know what that is, but it looks like Pet Simulator. Please subscribe and like right in the title. That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if that pays off. Just kidding. Test Drive 2022. Cool. Congrats. Sunjib Ramen at 186 subscribers. You know what? Let's get you to 187. There we go. As a viewer, we will get on board with your channel. Michelle says, I'm your 470th sub. Awesome. Epic Nation HD says that is Roblox. Oh, what do I know? I'm back to playing Rocket League. That's all I can say. I'm back to playing Rocket League. I've been playing it too much lately. Too much. I'm surprised I found any time to do anything. 2008 video. Doug Ford discusses opening up the Greenbelt to the biggest developers. Didn't 2 weeks ago they just swear blind up and down that nobody was tipped off about this?
We will open up the Greenbelt, not all of it. We're going to open a big chunk of it up, and we're going to start building and making it more affordable and putting more houses out there.
You were also quoted as saying you would not be developing the Greenbelt. You're also planning on building suburban McMansions on it. Like, that is going to do absolutely nothing to provide affordable housing. All it's going to do is make those people around you even richer, you piece of shit. Anyways, what are the comments like? The comments here must be juicy. This move is so bad, even like most conservatives in Ontario are upset about it. Like, it's unconscionable what they're trying to do. 8 days ago, the Star, Premier Doug Ford confident no developers were tipped off to the Greenbelt changes. There he is in 2018. I mean, this is exactly why we all need to get this video out there. Post to our Ontario. I've posted it a couple of times on my TikTok, and I have nearly 60K followers. Just like Doug also said he never seen his brother drunk after the video was shown of Rob stumbling incoherently down the Danforth. Along the Danforth. You don't walk down the Danforth, but hey. Doug lies and always has. He's never seen a consequence in his life, so why wouldn't he lie? I remember this quick scandal of his election campaign when he vowed to let big business develop the Greenbelt, and that he got the idea from some of the biggest developers in the... Anyways, this is just going to be a circle jerk hating on Doug. Much deserved. I've talked to the... Yeah, anyways. Yeah, that's happening. That is happening. The federal government has weighed in on it. They do have a few levers they could pull. And Doug spoke out about it, saying, this is our jurisdiction. How dare you weigh in on our matters? Meanwhile, he is meddling with, like, cities, right? Remember when he slashed city council without just overnight and completely... Anyways, he's not only a liar, he's a hypocrite. A lifelong dream came true last night. I got to play on stage at Massey Hall to a sold-out crowd. Wow. I can't remember the last time I was in Massey Hall. You are welcome, Sanjib. Good luck with your channel. 1969 vintage photo. Hazel McCallion, who became the first woman mayor of Streetsville after winning Saturday's election, gets victory hug from husband Sam. There she is in 1969. And this lady just passed away very recently. That's her in 1969. Hurricane Hazel. Not someone you would want to be opposed to. TTC violence continues despite increased police presence. That's not a surprise. Ontario's mental health laws must change to protect our most vulnerable patients. No shit. Confessions of a shoplifter as food costs soar and self-checkouts multiply. More people are stealing and they're not sorry. 3.85 opulent McMansion sits on the market in Toronto as longtime tenants are displaced. Oh, this is the house here, and this is the house after they gutted and renovated it. And right, it looks like it's slanting in this picture and it's straight here, but that could just be the angle. Yeah, the housing market has stalled in Toronto. Anyways, we went through Reddit. We said we were going to go through Reddit, and we did. Jay Smith is here. Hello, Jay Smith. Marge says, did you know Hazel had 2 German Shepherds? One was Missy and the other Saga. No, but that is clever. Oh, the guy who did the fake ads on the TTC did an AMA. People in their 30s. How do you make friends in Toronto? Don't know. I'm in my 40s. Is it just me, or is it hard to get a part-time job in Toronto? I've sent out over 30 applications to certain places for positions ranging from dishwashing to line cook, and even roles such as tech support, customer service assistants that don't require much experience, although I do have some, and I'm getting no responses, being ghosted. Is anyone finding it hard to get a part-time or full-time job? Hospitality is in the slow season right now. Expect them to pick up around April. I think that probably just answered everything. What should I know before renting a car? Really inspect the car before you leave. I find the walk around often misses scratches, dings, and when you bring it in, they'll try to blame you. In my experience, like, that is not true at all. They don't usually give a shit unless it's big. I've rented plenty of cars where that's never been an issue. If you have a credit card, check if it provides insurance. Then if it does, use the card to book the car. 100%. Always do that. Action Kid says you should know someone who can get you the car reserved, like ours to Niagara Falls. Yeah, we rented a very expensive car to Niagara Falls. They've now like came down in price a lot. Look at this. Have you shoplift in grocery stores? Grammatically incorrect. I shoplift 80% of my groceries, the Toronto-based 32-year-old said, speaking on condition of anonymity. There's a word I can't pronounce. Since moving to the city from North York 2 years ago. Since moving to the city from the same city 2 years ago, who wrote this? Am I drunk? Am I reading this wrong? Since moving to the city from North York to... Since moving from one part of the city to another part of the city... I'm sorry, I can't get over that. His monthly pay of $2,000 isn't enough to live on amid rising costs, he said, and he's struggling to pay the bills. Shoplifting is on the rise as consumers struggle to afford basics. Retailers are losing billions, and fear an impending recession will only make the problem worse. Look at the first quote. Since moving to the city from North York 2 years ago. Peak Toronto right there, folks. The carriage for the journey to Toronto. I'm glad I'm not the only one who found that perplexing. Anyways, let's not get into that. Looking for a poor man's Paramount. I mean, we all know the economy is inflated, but $28 for fish and chips or burgers at a pub? What are your go-to pubs with good food these days? I find most pubs, a burger and fries will be $14 to $18. Fish and chips, I think it's like $24 at the Duke of Kent. This guy is going to some fancy-ass pubs. I don't think pubs are that out of control. What should I do if the dumpsters are overflowing at my apartment building? Can stress overload cause harm to health? And what do you do to de-stress? I'm no doctor, but 110% stress overload can cause harm to health. And what do you do to de-stress? I would recommend a therapist at that point, someone who can work on things to help you handle stuff better. I don't think the people on Reddit are qualified to deal with your stress. No offense. Can anyone recommend a cobbler in TO that replaces the heels of Doc Marten boots? I think Action Kid found a good cobbler in Toronto, of all people. Best restaurants for Valentine's Day dinner in the GTA. I once booked Milestones at Young Dundas Square, and the person I was with wasn't too impressed. And then after the meal, they're like, we had a table overviewing Dundas Square. I'm paraphrasing. And the food was pretty good. And I was like, yeah, I thought it wasn't that shit. Yeah, I'm cheap. I didn't want to pay for like a better place, but I thought it was good. Anyways, thoughts on milk brands sold in Toronto? Places where I can trade fish? What are we looking at here? What's the most affordable internet in Toronto right now? Beanfield, $50. Beanfield is the best, but it's only downtown condos really. We have it in Midtown. Fidos, $37.50. I pay $60 with Bell in my bundle. Virgin Airnet. Beanfield or Bell if it's all you got on their 50 promo. Same as Beanfield, really, except your money goes to assholes instead of good people. Okay. There's my answer. Fucking fiber. Of course. There's my answer. Beanfield or Bell, if it's all you got on their $50 promo. It's the same as Beanfield, except your money goes to assholes instead of good people. Hey, I put a parenthesis. Wow, that's a long. Anyways. Here's a question for Ontario. Start a poll. Is your ISP Ontarians Yes, I realize some people might be on TELUS Home Internet, but let's see. Who are people with? Who is your ISP? If you're not an Ontarian, but you can be with one of these, let's see. We have Rogers, we have Bell, we have Beanfield, Tech Savvy, or anyone else. So all the similar start.ca. Lisa says a lot of people are. If you're on Shaw, say Rogers. I forgot. I should have put Shaw/Rogers. They kind of did a territory split, so you could never choose between one or the other. You have to be. So yeah, Pine Sol uses Netcrawler, only $40 a month. What is Netcrawler? Netcrawler, fast, affordable internet. Oh, so yeah, that would be this. That would go under the Tech Savvy. They're piggybacking on Rogers or Bell lines. Naughty Brown is with Sky. Alejandro says nice to know, arriving in August to TO. So Netcrawler, another kind of like V-Media, or I don't know. Charles is with FiberStream Beanfield. Just reading some of your messages. Julie says Bell for personal, but work is Rogers. Couple ditch Toronto jobs to open surf resort in Guatemala. That is the dream. That sounds a lot better than man quits job at insurance company to walk around city with camera talking to himself. I mean, this definitely sounds way cooler than that. Toronto Bakery permanently closing last remaining physical storefront. This guy won the lottery twice. He won like $1 million, and then he had another big payday in Brampton. That's crazy. This motel in Niagara Falls is inspired by luxury retro cars. I walked by that in one of my videos, actually. We use a third-party provider who gives you multiple internet connections from different providers and bonds them together for redundancy. If one provider goes down, it fails over to another. That is interesting. That is what I do with my live streams, actually. I take my Bell connection and I bond it with a Freedom connection, and that way, if the Bell connection gets weak, it plugs the gap in with the Freedom connection, and that is actually what a lot of professional broadcasters do now. They use high priority LTE lines, and they'll have multiple LTE SIM cards from carriers, from every carrier for redundancy, and they'll bond it together. And rather than beam it over satellite, they'll send their signals over the internet that way. And because it's bonded together, they can maintain like really solid speeds, unless it's New Year's, of course, and you're out there trying to live stream. Inflation has left millennials in Canada worried about the future. Not just millennials. What about us Gen Xers? The spring forecast is out for 2023, and it looks like Canada's in for some rough weather. That sucks. Just reading these headlines. Is there anything interesting? Is there anything? Ontario City named one of the world's cheapest to relocate to. What? Where? Is that Ottawa? That looks like Ottawa, right? I'm a bit surprised. Canada releases $5 coin in honor of Queen Elizabeth, and it's dazzling. A $5 coin. Doug Ford criticizes Toronto's response to violence on the TTC. I haven't seen that. Premier Doug Ford is criticizing Toronto's plan aimed at addressing the unprecedented spike in violent crimes on the TTC. The Premier, what were his comments exactly? These deployments will focus on reducing victimization. No, where's the quote from? Ford called the plan a Band-Aid solution. I believe that is the intention of the plan, right? We all know the real long-term plan is you fixing the mental health care system. It's really unfortunate we live in such a beautiful city, Ford said. We need full-time police officers because right now we're really relying on the existing police officer. Oh, so Doug Ford is criticizing the plan because we're using existing officers on like an overtime basis when he just wants to go hire a whole bunch of more ones. I see his criticism. I see what you're doing, Doug. Anyways, Brandon says, I remember back in the day, Canada used to have a $1,000 bill, but they discontinued it. $1,000 bill. That sounds pretty crazy. By the way, if you're wondering, the Cincinnati Bengals 13, Kansas City Chiefs 13. There is 5 minutes and 8 seconds to go. And it is 2nd and 8 in the third quarter. Gertich says, that wrap up the stream? I don't know. Should we wrap it up? Do you want to do anything else? What's going on? Harjot says, I have 15 subs on my channel. Congrats, Harjot. Congrats on that. Novell says, yeah, I remember them ending the $1,000 due to reduce money laundering or something. That makes sense. That looks like a... Ali BHG says comments. Alejandro says comments. Linda Jane Jackson says, thanks, that is interesting. All right, we can do a few. Let's see if we can do a few quick comments. We'll do them until for a few minutes. Let's see here. MGM says, keep going. Dynamics is my area. That was my Scarborough RT. I called it Parkdale. Bruce Green says Crackdale. I don't think that place has that reputation. And I don't think that would be 2 words if it did. I think you would just put them together. Okay. This was me making fun of people having trouble in the weather because they're wearing like Chucks. I mean, those people were going for style over function when it comes to footwear choice. They were, but they weren't being very smart. Doug the cyclist says, you are way more polite than me. I am riding those same streets and doing a lot of swearing. Clearance this year seems much worse than previous years. If I weren't on camera, I'm sure I'd be dropping a few more F-bombs as well. Whoa. There's my response. All right, Vivian, have a good night. Vivian Johnson, thanks for dropping in. Much thanks for braving through the slush and stuff in TO, Johnny Strides. Many sights to see. I always think of the late great singer of Queen, Freddie Mercury, when you and Ken continue to mention the Zanzibar, as Freddie Mercury was born in the province of Zanzibar by the Indian Ocean. Yes, Freddie Mercury was Indian. That's not something I learned until like 5 or 6 years ago. Kind of. Is it weird that I assumed he was just like a white dude? Like, I had seen him a million times. it just I never put two and two together, and I wasn't a huge Queen fan to know all that stuff. Hope you had a good rest after this. Cheers and stay safe. I'll say thank you. Worm lived on Degrassi from 1966 to 1979. Lisa says it's a very white assumption. I'm not trying to be ignorant, but I think we all have a level of built-in ignorance. High Fiver says, I thought he was from where? Who? Stonetown, Tanzania. The East African island of Zan. I think his parents were what? British. Well, of course that's his nationality, but he was born to Indian Parsi parents. There we go. I cannot elaborate any more than that. I apologize. Woman wish thank video. Okay. The Uber drivers need to carry their phones in their hands for directions. Oh. They should be mounted, not to their handlebars. It's stupidly dangerous to ride like that. He's talking about how I made a comment that some of the Uber drivers were like riding around with their phones in their hands. Fantastic snowy walk video, says Harjot. Thank you. Hi, Johnny Strides. Can TTC streetcars honk? If so, what do they sound like? I don't know, man. I'm just going to leave. Of course they can honk. They sound like, I don't know. Novel Cost says we all experience the world based on our own perspective. Very true. That's why I find when someone says, I know how you feel, or I know how that feels, to be kind of insulting whenever that's anyone's response to anything. Because no, you don't know how I feel. No, I don't know how you feel. Oh, your dad died, my dad died, so you know how I feel because your dad died too. Like, we all have our own dynamics and everything in life is different, right? So no, you don't know how I feel and I don't know how you feel. People need to stop saying that. Anyways, end my rant there. Who is your ISP? 43% said Rogers, 37% said Bell, 3% said Beanfield, 16% Tech Savvy or another reseller. Patrick Burns says, nice horn impression. Thank you. 1540, and after this intersection, the bike lane will disappear. Bike PEV commuting in Toronto in a nutshell. Very true. I will heart that. Elian Liu, 2 stars. I will heart that. Beautiful video, my friend. I appreciate your work. Thank you. At 15:27, I couldn't order food for home delivery. I prefer to go out and get it myself. I can't even bring myself to use the self-checkouts in the supermarkets. Okay, I don't know what that's referencing. Thanks for this one. Okay. Laura says, Matt, that hotel was deeply unimpressive, especially for $800. I'd rather stay at St. Regis. That's regarding my Shangri-La video. I have to agree with you, Laura. I mean, I just went from paying $100 a night in Montreal to $150 a night at the new hotel I just booked. And I find that hard to stomach. Like these Toronto luxury hotels, like $800, that's nuts. That's you have to have more money than you know what to do with, or a very good expense account. Novell says, yeah, the Shangri-La is pricier than it looks. And that was not better than the St. Regis or even the Ritz-Carlton. I don't think so. Another fantastic snowy walk. Thank you, Sapand. Slush in the City. Lead and Steel. That I should have called my video Slush in the City. Maybe next time I'll do that. Marie Palmer, thanks for dropping in. Have a good night, Marie. Thank you. That is such a good name. I should have called my video that. Thank you, Clifford. 28 minutes in before we see a snowplow. Toronto must have the same road crew as my little town. YVR says you should see New York luxury hotel prices, USD 1,000 for a regular room. Yeah, we hit that too. These are like the most basic rooms, but like the Four Seasons in Yorkville, Hazelton in Yorkville, those things, especially like during TIFF or when there's a big event, even like Carabana or like the Indy race, those weekends, you see insane prices. Obviously not quite New York City prices, but they get pretty insane. Carol says that is nothing compared to what we get every winter in Alberta. I would think so. Yet we stay open, drive, go to school, and go to work, keep the country flowing with oil and gas despite minus 20 and 40 temperatures. But you know what, Carol? Of course you do, because that is regular for you. That is the norm, right? It's not the norm for us to be covered in snow. We're not nearly as cold or snow-filled as you. So yeah, it's the same reason why when it snows in Atlanta and all of a sudden Atlanta like grinds to a halt, even with like a centimeter of snow, and they shut their airport down and the roads, because that like they're not going to invest in something for something that happens every few years. Same when we get blanketed, right? Like, I don't think calling people, she's implying that we're babies, when really it's like, no shit, Sherlock, we're not going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on an infrastructure we might need once or twice a year, right? Like if we had your conditions, we would handle it the same as you. Anyways, that's my response to this. We keep ourselves and the rest of the country going, and yet the eastern provinces determine the votes for the rest of the country, and Alberta gets discounted every time. Well, in Ontario, like in Toronto, one of my votes is equal to like, my vote means a lot less than your vote, actually, because of the way we vote, right? Especially when you're in like a heavy population density area, your individual vote actually almost means nothing. It's really funny to see this major snowfall in the news and look out the window to see snow piling against our doors, and yet we still go to work for the rest of Canada. I'm sure if we had your weather conditions, we would be just as prepared as your province. But keep looking down on the rest of Canada. Like, I have nothing against Alberta or the people there. I would love to visit, but shitting on another place because we have a different climate is, I don't know. That's a pretty stupid comment that she made. Pinesill says, was this the person behind the Alberta ads on the TTC? Yeah, Alberta's awesome. Yes, you guys are the heart and soul of our energy industry and a whole lot of other industries. And Edmonton and Calgary look like awesome cities. But I'm not going to get behind your sentiment that we're a bunch of pussies because it's a big deal when we get a regular snowfall. Laura, speaking of Alberta, Laura, 22,000 steps. That's crazy. You must be in great shape from all the walking. You'd think, but nope. I can't type tonight. Paula says, hi, Johnny. Does it help you when I finish watching all the advertisements at the start and end of your video clips? I think, here's the thing. One person watching one ad, it's going to be negligible. Like, we're talking, I don't know, but like in fractions of pennies. So it's really it does, but if you want to skip the ads, by all means, I'd rather a viewer not have to sit through something they don't want to. There we go. I'll just answer it like that. I think that's the best way to do that. Gordon says, I got YouTube Premium. Yeah, when you have YouTube Premium, it kind of divides it up. Oh, Naughty Brown. I did not. Is that a word? I don't know. Is that something we don't say anymore? Is that something we said when we were in high school and now it is a cancelable offense? I apologize if I offended anyone with that term. Hey, look, our favorite troll says LOL. Ari says, good morning. Good morning. Manish says, love the ride and new camera angle. Maybe upload a video of your bike, explain some features, controls, and a review on the Stumbles channel if you haven't done it already. There's an idea. Haven't the time or energy to get around to it, but maybe in the spring. CAA, thanks, Johnny. Okay, this person makes some depressing comments here. Nothing ruins my day more than winter existing and doing things. I wake up in a blinding rage every single winter morning because I know I have to walk my dogs in this garbage first thing. Okay, we're just going to skip that. Kathleen, thanks as always. You're welcome. Joyce says, happy Sunday. We just got a short month and a half till spring. Seems like spring is going to be a while away. Naughty Brown says it's a lady's private part in the UK. Well, it's a cat here, right? Cat. I think that'll be my official I don't know, defense. Good morning, Yahoo. Blessed day. Good morning. You know, I go to Toronto too. I live close to the city. No, I did not know that. Nice bike ride, Johnny. Keep up the good work. Careless driving is a legitimate problem. How these idiots obtain a driver's license is the real problem. Sean Price says, by the title, I'd imagine you'd stopped off for some tampons on the way home after the video. I'd rather ride my bike here than through the puddles of hobo piss in LA. Lisa says, just a delightful human right here. Thanks for your contribution. I'm not going to indulge the troll. Lisa already did. I will heart it like it's a title, dude. Is this your first day on YouTube? Also, maybe I know someone who needed some hygiene products and they didn't want to go out. No, I don't know. Lucinda says, thank you for the video. I have to say my toes were curling at some points. We don't get much snow here in the UK. I'm not very good walking in the snow, and I certainly wouldn't consider using a bike in the snow. Always love the Ken and Johnny run-ins. Fans Buses Gaming says the handlebar view makes it feel more like riding a bike, but I can see how you are unsure. I think doing more handlebars. High Fiver says, Johnny Strides, I watched your trek through Humber Bay 3 times. I need to go back and do that. Lisa says the tampon thing made me a little ragey. Yeah, I just roll my eyes and think that's stupid, but I can understand why at least half of the population would be triggered by that kind of comment. Certainly. Anyways, I think not just because the Cincinnati Bengals and Kansas City Chiefs are rolling into the fourth quarter, but I think we've come to our natural conclusion. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Huge thanks to Jeanette Morales and Clayton Crawford. They each sent $100 super chats. So thank you so much. And everyone else who sent support as well. And just everyone for watching. You've been awesome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Next Sunday, I should be back. I don't know. I should be back. We'll try. Next Friday night, I probably won't stream from... I don't know what I'm doing this week because I'm going to Montreal. We'll figure it out. And that video is coming up, I think maybe Tuesday, where I walked to Best Buy and I bought something. And we're all trying to vote on what it is that I bought. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to take an edible, actually, and take the night off. I've got my videos uploaded. Tomorrow I've got to do the channel members. Why am I telling you guys what I'm doing for work tomorrow? I don't know. I got a lot of shit to do tomorrow. We'll just call it that. Brad Palmer says, thanks again. Thank you, Brad. Sheena, Whitby Dude, Sapand. Thanks for joining in. High Fiver. Tom Bikes, Whitby Dude, Mark S. Huge thanks to our mods. Gertej, enjoy your show. Thank you, Maroof. Thank you. Should I call you Geelong Vibes or Estelle? What do you prefer? Because you're our mod. I know you're Estelle. I know you as Estelle, but you've changed your name. Linda Jane Jackson enjoys Sundays with me. Stephen Collins. Thank you, Jorge. George, sorry. I know you've clarified that like 10 times. I forget. There's certain things that I'm going to have to tell Alexa to remind me. Clayton says no eatables. Take a night off. But they make it fun. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. I will be premiering a video tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. And I'm thinking maybe tomorrow afternoon I'll live stream. Maybe. Gilong says, just for my channel, I did that. All right, I'll still refer to you as Estelle. Novell says, isn't Gilong supposed to have a soft G? Gilong? One more name for me to constantly screw up. Anyways, guys, have a good night. I will see you next time. Yoink.